This program is all about getting you back into class as soon as possible. Not necessarily to do a full class, but to do a modified class depending on your injury. Now today we're going to mainly focus on foot injuries. However, this can be modified to rehabilitate hips and back if that is what you are dealing with at the moment. One of the most powerful reasons why we want to get you back into class as soon as possible is the psychological impact that stopping dancing can have on a dancer. When what you do is so enmeshed with your perception of who you are, having that removed can really challenge you to your core. Especially if you have a serious foot injury that does require you to be off for a significant period of time, it can start off a very slippery slope of doubting your ability to get back, fear of putting on weight, and fearing if you'll actually ever dance again. The psychological benefit of getting back into class for a dancer can be massive. However, this is not necessarily right for everyone. I have had some students who do struggle actually being in class and watching their peers move around, and they may actually rehab better when doing it alone. So give it a try, but rest assured this is not right for everyone, and it's all about developing the individual process that is right for you. One of the most important factors before even starting the rehab process is getting a correct diagnosis. And especially in Shay's story, we learned how important this is into getting into the right rehab program to get you back to dancing as soon as possible. Now please remember that this DVD is not intended to diagnose or to treat any injury, so please consult a qualified medical professional to get a correct diagnosis before you start using this to rehabilitate any injury. However, this DVD can help dance teachers who want to be able to help their students more when they're returning from an injury, or it may also help health professionals who know a lot about injury rehab but don't necessarily know a lot about dancing, and helping some of their clients return to dance at full capacity. Now, a correct diagnosis will tell you not only what structures are injured, but how badly, and give you a better prognosis of how long it will take to come back to full capacity. It will also let you know a little bit more about what we can and can't do when we start returning to class. For instance, with Shay's injury, which was a major ligament injury in the midfoot, we had to really immobilize the foot, but we could let her move at the ankle a little bit. If you've had issues with the Achilles tendon, or perhaps a posterior impingement, or perhaps an osteogonum removal, the little bone at the back of the ankle being taken out, we need to avoid pointing the foot for a significant period of time when we start moving back into class. Some other people may have stress fractures in the foot or in the lower leg, and that will determine whether we need to be in a boot or actually not putting weight through the foot for a long period of time. And some people may have issues with the tendon that passes down and ends underneath the big toe. In this case, we can point to the demi-point, but not point the toes for a period of time in the rehab. So really understanding what structures are involved helps you tailor this program to get the maximal benefit. One of the biggest factors in any rehab program is actually on correcting all of the contributing factors that led to that injury developing in the first place. This is especially important when dealing with chronic injuries or chronic injuries that keep recurring. One of the biggest things we need to look at with this is your turnout and your core control. Now, we are not going to go through all of the specific exercises in this because I have done a lot of these in some of our other programs, such as the Dance Conditioning 2 program, the Training Turnout, and the Ball Conditioning for Dancers program. So feel free to use any of the exercises in those programs, combined with what you see in this one, to really develop out your rehab program. Now, the rehab process usually starts off with a period of non-weight bearing, which may be for a short period of time or a longer period of time, depending on the certain injury that you have. You may be in a boot, or you may just need to have the foot taped and be on crutches for a period of time. During this time, we really focus on specific isolation of other muscles around the core, the hips, and in the feet to keep the rest of you moving. Then we'll move through into some bar exercises. We'll start with a floor bar, then moving into a bar with a boot, and then moving on to a flat bar, and progressions that you can do when you're actually building back into class. With the centre work, we have some non-weight bearing variations, and then we'll really focus on how you can actually get back to dancing at your full potential once you can actually start putting some weight back through that foot to ensure that you get back better than ever.